Morning everyone, Neil, Digital Impact Solutions, and today I'm going to talk to you about four types of link building that you can be doing right now to supercharge your rankings in 2020. So I'm going to follow on from my previous video where I talked about on-page optimization and technical SEO and how it's kind of superseded link building as the #1 ranking metric. I thought it was important to point out that link building efforts that can still kind of help you and are still authoritative. I'm not saying link building shouldn't be done, it should just be done in the right way. So when you consider whether a link is worth the effort, one piece of advice, and a vital piece of advice I always tell people, is to look at the site and say to yourself, if Google didn't exist, would I even bother building this link? If the answer is yes, go ahead, no issues. If the answer is no, then probably Google will be thinking the same thing, and although they won't penalise you these days, they're not going to pass you any real sort of value to that link. So the days of gaming the actual system to build your authority are gone. Everything you do in the SEO world must be looked at under the actual lens of connecting your links to topics and niche that actually define what you do. Are they relevant? Are they authoritative? Below I'm going to highlight 4 types of links, that's right, 4 types of links you can consider right now to supercharge your SEO efforts. Competitor analysis. So if you actually look for low-hanging fruit, these are relevant sites that you could easily get a link from to. Manufacturer, supplier links, trade directories, even UK directories. Yes, directories can still work as long as they're relevant, as long as they're authoritative. Link reclamation. Probably one of the most ones that people forget is this is where you look for blogs that mention your site but don't link back to you, and these are called Unlinked Mentions. Or they actually link back to you but to the home page, or not to the actual page you're actually trying to rank. Also images, especially where they actually use your image without your permission and they don't even link back to it. Broken link building, I love this tactic. So these are reference sites that contain high amounts of other related sites where the links have been updated a while, they're kind of broken, they don't work anymore. So all you do is you highlight to the webmaster your link as a replacement for the broken link. Also, one that's kind of used quite a lot these days is email outreach. So these are finding relevant publications, blogs in your niche, and finding a linkable asset that you could maybe pitch to journalists and blog owners. You've always got to give them something of value. So, competitor analysis. In the SEO world, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. As the saying goes, success can leave clues. So if you see a competitor or competitors consistently linking back to the same site and outranking you, you can easily spy on their link building efforts and see exactly what types of links they have actually built. You can use tools like Mars, Ahrefs, Majestic. You can put these into a website, into the websites I just mentioned, and find out exactly what type of links they've been building. I always recommend filtering these based on authority, highest to lowest. You can have a quick glance to see these types of links that they've been building, and whether these are actually relevant or authoritative to your niche. One thing you really don't want to do is just blindly build these links, because some of them might have been around for a while, or they actually might be seeing a bit of a rise, a bit of a jump, but they still might be questionable links. So always question what I said before. If Google didn't exist, would I still want to actually build this link? So link reclamation. So link reclamation is a tactic mainly used for established or older sites with a lot more kind of link building going back to them. Sometimes another source, such as a blog post or maybe an editorial feature, they may actually mention your site, but they might not necessarily link back to you. Or they may be linking back to you, but like using the homepage instead. So you can easily find unlinked brand mentions. I use SEMrush. It actually links all the places where you're currently mentioned, you put in your brand, and you're currently mentioned, and they're actually not linking back to you. And then all you do is you'll actually find the sites, link out to the site owner via an email, and maybe just saying to them, thank you very much for obviously mentioning me. I've actually got some data or source regarding the article you've put in here. Do you think it'd be a benefit to you for your visitors to actually link to it? So also going on to image reclamation. So people often use your links without actually attributing the photographer or the image creator. Using a process called reverse image search, you can easily find any images used on other sites and ask them to source back to the original image. So broken link building. This works extremely well for tech or other niches where people often source to other websites. You often find a resource or favorite link section which references related links or content. These lists can actually get quite big, and they can really hard to maintain over time. So as sites move, or maybe the links move, and you can find quite a lot of broken links on that page, and it's really frustrating for a site owner or a webmaster. So by finding these resource lists and running a check on them for broken links using something called Check My Links, you can easily find lots of opportunities even on high authority sites. And all you do is you find the links, you point them in an email to the site owner, maybe one or two, and suggest your own content as an alternative. And a bonus for that, even better, if you write a piece of content that actually matches that broken link. And Ahrefs actually did a brilliant guide on broken link building you can find in my blog about the same topic. Outreach. So outreach is the safest, but it's the most challenging way to get links. You can find it at high authority blogs, news or editorial sites in your niche, and then contact them pitching your own content. It can be extremely rewarding, but like I say, it's quite difficult. So when pitching for these types of links, research is the key. You first want to find a list of relevant links and authority sites to content. Built Visible, which again, the links in the blog post, did a brilliant walkthrough now to do this. Brilliant site, really respect them. So once you have your list, go through and find out the types of content they like, who the actual audience is, and make sure you follow any rules which the journalist or the publication wants ideas to be pitched by. Some journalists will only want to you via email them and not contact them via social media or picking up the phone. Some publications may even have like an editorial process that you may have to follow first. Whatever you do, do not piss off journalists by creating link baity headlines, poor grammar or spelling, or the worst sin of all, which I've seen quite a lot, leaving mail merge headers in such as "Hi, first name." I mean, how bad is that? Put in the effort. So also, don't be afraid to follow up. I would normally recommend following up at least 2 times, probably 3 days after and 7 days after. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video on link building. Thank you.